But you said, nah, this need to be you. That's who you are. Yeah, come on. Like that. Nah, not like that. Slam, come on. I ain't listen confirms how it said Prodigy is gay. Talk about that. I have no idea. If he is, you have to then you write the book and said, N.O.R.E buddy. N.O.R.E didn't mind that. He didn't mind that. Nor my mama. Dory was like, how come I tell people that when no one cares? But when Prodigy the ground, they calling and saying, yo, Prodigy doesn't want to be a part of the record anymore. So we left Prodigy on the hook. We took his verse off. Capone is finally setting the record straight on what really went down between N.O.R.E and Prodigy. And it's got people wondering if N.O.R.E was actually part of a bigger plan to take Prodigy down. For years, most people thought the tension between Prodigy and CNN was just some old street drama. Jail rumors, misunderstandings, the usual rap beef stuff. But now fans are starting to connect the dots, and some are saying N.O.R.E might have played a role in Prodigy's downfall. So what exactly did Capone say? What did he reveal about N.O.R.E's real issue with Prodigy? And was N.O.R.E really connected to the rumored industry plan to silence Prodigy for good? Let's break it down. No. I got to say that because Marley wasn't privileged. Marley put in work. To understand why Capone's recent comments hit so hard, you gotta go back to the late 90s and early 2000s. At that time, Mobb Deep and Capone and N.O.R.E were both holding it down for Queens as street-certified crews, not industry plans. Now, Prodigy and N.O.R.E weren't best friends or anything, but they definitely crossed paths, appeared on tracks together, shared stages, and knew a lot of the same people. And there was mutual respect, at least on the surface. But then things started to shift. Fast forward to 2011, and everything blew up when Prodigy released his autobiography, My Infamous Life. That book shook the industry because he called people out by name, and one of the names in there was Capone. According to Prodigy, Capone testified in a case connected to Havoc's brother, Killer Black. And whether it was true or not, just putting that kind of allegation in print was enough to set things off. Capone went on interviews heated, daring Prodigy to call him a snitch to his face. I didn't know nothing about the crime. I wasn't Killer's co-defendant. I wasn't there when the crime happened. I ain't speak to him after. I ain't speak to nobody after. But I gave a face statement. Hey, it happens. But I didn't put nothing in there to incriminate nobody. But at the end of the day, when it came time for go to trial, they try to use that like I gave a statement. But go ahead. It's a lie. I don't care because Prodigy tried to say, oh, he got what did he say? He got to take it up with himself or some funny like that. I'm like, my man, I'm a G. Let me tell you something. I bust my gun to the fullest in the hood, man. I did my crimes. I went up north. So, in that time when all that's supposed to happen, right after that happened, I came right back to the hood. I didn't go nowhere to hide. I didn't dig from nobody. I was in your face. I was in everybody's face. Nobody had nothing to say. Killer came home. He's seen me numerous times in the street. We kicked it. Me and Half have kicked it. Everything. The you say I snitched on was in the streets with me. With me, man. With me. Like it's not a mystery that he was in the streets with me. Then when I go to jail, he goes and runs with the I was with before I went to jail. So come on, I can't be that much of a snitch. Me, because had ample time to say anything they wanted to do anything they wanted. This 17 years later, my dude, now come find out you drop a book. You would have mentioned that. Yeah, everybody told me that to my face 20 years of 15 years ago. You could have told me that anyway. You could have tried to D my career, but don't wait till now when you drop a book to try to glorify your life. Like it's all that crazy. Like I'm just this snitch. I did my bid. I didn't do a bid just for holding I never got punched in my face while having a gun on me. But Prodigy's fans weren't having it. They wanted to know why Capone would even take the stand and give a false statement or any statement at all if he wasn't involved in the case. But then N.O.R.E jumped in too, and he agreed with Charlemagne after he accused Prodigy of dry snitching for even writing the book. And we were talking about his book. He has his autobiography out right now, right? And he definitely kept it real about everything from his point of view. He did a lot of dry snitching, though, from everything that happened. He talked about people getting shot, people shooting, people fighting. He said it, and you, I like the way you put it. You try snitch ass. I like the way you put it. But N.O.R.E and Prodigy later put an end to this drama by addressing their issues on social media. Prodigy was the first to clear the air, and he wrote, I don't know why people are saying I beat N.O.R.E up. Ha, that's not what my book says, and that's not what happened. Read before you speak. I never said we won or lost in that confrontation either. Ish happened, and I told the story. That's what autobiographies are about, real life. After that, N.O.R.E replied with the simple, "My ninja." And it seemed like the beef was squashed once and for all. But jump to 2012, and the drama escalated again after Havoc went on Twitter and accused Prodigy of being gay and even allegedly sending love letters to men while in prison. Havoc wrote, "I got ninjas in the jail system to back up that Prodigy was smashing homies in jail. Prodigy, prove me wrong. Please, I have a big announcement and ninjas that was locked with him know the truth." But Havoc wasn't done and also claimed he smacked Prodigy and threatened to do it again. He wrote, "I had to smack P, ask him. Let's do a one-on-one. Me and P he's so, but he will avoid." Havoc also went on to call Prodigy a Long Island B and question his Queensbridge credentials. But get this, Havoc later put out a statement denying that he personally tweeted those things and claimed his phone was stolen. So then he put out a statement. "Just getting back into New York after my Easter weekend with family and friends in Jersey. I left my phone at a gas station yesterday evening while on my way to Jersey after a glorious Knicks game. To all Mobb Deep fans, it's business as usual. It's Mobb Deep all day. My Twitter account at The Real Havoc will be down until further notice. The only other real account is at Prodigy Mobb Deep. Ignore the rest once." So he talked all this tough talk on Twitter only to say that his phone got stolen at a gas station, and somebody else is tweeting it. But when you look at the tweets, he was actually tweeting from the web. Not even mobile web, just from the web. So even if the phone got stolen, it don't matter because he was tweeting from the web. All right, so our boy N.O.R.E actually. But here's where it gets even messier. An audio clip later surfaced where Havoc repeated the claims about Prodigy being gay, and again admitted he smacked Pete. Played a clip of "This is Havoc, right? This is Havoc, talking about Prodigy. Yes, we'll say allegedly just to coverly. But this is Havoc. I don't got nothing against gay people or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, look, son, look, watch. And then this in the jail come out from the woodworks and they gonna tell you what this was doing. And I had to smack him like a month and a half ago when we were doing South by Southwest." Now explain what he just said, Charlemagne. He basically said that his former partner and Ryan, I don't want to say former because I guess they're still together, Prodigy is gay and his dude's in the jail that are going to come out the woodworks and back up his story. And he actually smacked Prodigy a month and a half ago at the South by Southwest show. And that's when N.O.R.E decided to join the chat and confirmed that was Havoc's voice. But that's not all he did. He also made a shady comment directed at Prodigy. Peening over years. We've been hearing rumors, and even though he thought and he's going to deny it, I think that the crap will be let out the bag very soon. But N.O.R.E did backtrack a bit later and claim that he was just messing around. And when asked if he thought Havoc was telling the truth about Prodigy's sexuality, N.O.R.E didn't say yes or no. He just said, "Ask Havoc." But by then, the rumor mill had exploded and fans were split. Some thought it was all a publicity stunt because even Prodigy later said that they milked the drama. But others felt something more personal was underlying all this. Now fast forward to today, and it looks like something might be cracking between Capone and N.O.R.E. Sources close to the camp are saying Capone has been keeping his distance from N.O.R.E. And he's not tapping in the way he used to. And allegedly, Capone's been telling people he doesn't like how N.O.R.E moves in the industry or the people he associates with. Now here's where it gets dark. Let's not forget that Prodigy spent years calling out the music industry, the government, the prison system, secret societies, the whole Illuminati play. And he wasn't subtle about it either. He talked openly about how the higher-ups who control the music industry engage in some depraved crimes behind the scenes. It's definitely not a joke, man. It is a lot of real stuff going on out here in this world. Secret societies are real, It's definitely very obvious, that they're at work and it's at play in the music industry, in the food industry, politics, everywhere you turn is everywhere. You just gotta read the signs. You know what I mean? The writing on the wall basically is all in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, once people just learn about it and do a little research about it all, they'll be able to see oh, wow, I understand what's going on. All this ritualistic and rituals on little, kids doing satanic rituals, this stuff is really going on in this world. You know what I mean? You got, sick people like Jeffrey Dahmer and different people like that. And I believe that it was a different background to it, why he was doing what he was doing. I think it was some ritualistic things going on. Prodigy even went as far as to say that he wasn't afraid to die if that's what it took to expose the real truth. Even though I was inside, locked in their prison, I wanted to show them that I still had no fear in my heart, about speaking my mind and letting people know what time it is. There's no reason for me to fear because there's nothing they can do besides, and I'm not afraid of that. And then in 2017, Prodigy dies allegedly choking on an egg in a hospital bed. And get this, he was in the middle of making a musical about the Illuminati at the time of his death. Naturally, fans started asking questions because the official story didn't add up. But N.O.R.E was quick to shut it down. And in a recent interview he did with Havoc when the topic came up, he brushed it off, called it a conspiracy theory, and it seemed like he was trying to get Havoc to agree with him that it was all just a conspiracy. Now, I'm sorry to start with you with such a harsh question, but a lot of people, when they look at Prodigy's death, right, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, that floats around that death. People actually say that it was an eggshell. Obviously, when I want talking about how the cat's going to be let out of the bag soon, I think that it happened. Things like this been happy to interview anybody. I Google everything and people are saying, and then there's this video, and you tell me if this is real or not. I don't know. A Prodigy and Illuminati. A guy running up on Illuminati and said, you better not put out this video. Somebody was ran up on him. Yeah, and the people had a mask on. Did you ever see this video? No, it was a real video. I don't know if it's a real video on him. They ran up on him and they was you better not put this video out, whatever video that it is. Now, some people think that N.O.R.E was trying to protect his industry relationships. And then others believe he was doing damage control because maybe he knew something or worse. Maybe he played a role not in the literal setup, but in the discrediting, the gaslighting, and the alienating of Prodigy when he needed backup the most. And if N.O.R.E was really just joking when he co-signed those rumors about P being gay and squashed their beef, why keep Prodigy's name spinning in a negative light? And with rumors about Capone now distancing himself from N.O.R.E, maybe he knows more than he's saying, and this is his way of washing his hands. Either way, the cracks are showing. And the more you dig, the more this doesn't look like just old rap beef. At the end of the day, in an industry that's this wicked, the ones who rise to the top and stay there often seem to be the ones who play the game, who stay quiet, who fall in line. But the ones who speak out or question too much like Prodigy, they either fall off or they get eliminated. And now people are saying that it's no coincidence that Prodigy died the way he did under very sketchy circumstances, while others like N.O.R.E got corporate deals with Diddy's platform Revolt. So now the real question is, did N.O.R.E make it because he sold out? Was he rewarded for playing along, or worse, for helping silence someone who wouldn't? Do you think he was compromised? And when you look back at how he treated Prodigy, do you think it was all just jokes or was it something darker? Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and I'll catch you in this next video.